talking about not only New Zealand as a country, but also about you, your dreams, and your dreams for your family. And you are not here by accident, you are here for a purpose. If you guys have seen this advertisement through the World Connect Facebook page or through my own Facebook page, then definitely it wasn't an accident. So again, my name is Tinette Cortez, and I'm presenting here a couple of photos that I personally took when I visited New Zealand a couple of years back. As you all know, I am a rugby fan and an All Blacks fan. And this photo on the top right was taken at the Hookah Falls whilst I was doing I was trying to relax on a very, very nice afternoon. And I've also mentioned last time that I went to witness how real honey was made. And this photo of the bee at the bottom left, I actually took that myself. And my God, it was mind blowing. It was really, really interesting to see that whole process. And of course, right there at the right bottom was myself sitting by the Lake Taupo, trying to reflect whether I should leave or not, if I should go back to the Philippines or not, because it was an absolutely beautiful place. Now, although I was there on a holiday, I couldn't help but think that it is really a beautiful place to live in and raise a family. So if you are here for that reason, yes, we will show you the best way to make that happen through a New Zealand education. Okay, so without further ado, let me introduce our first guest. She's Filipina, and just a little bit of a background. She studied postgraduate diploma in applied professional studies at Toi Ohomai Institute of Technology. She used to be a banker, a corporate accounts officer, and a registered nurse in the Philippines. And now she's a full-time permanent academic staff member of Toi Ohomai and has been teaching with the business management team for more than 2 years. And she's currently based in Rotorua with her family since 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our kababayan, Miss Darlene Chutwape. Hello, Darlene. Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hello
Hi.
there. How
I
are
turned on
you?
my video. I hope it's showing.
Yes, please.
Kamusta, mga kabayan? Hello. Hello po.
We're all excited to hear your story, Darlene, because as
Yeah.
you know, a lot of our kababayans are very much interested to explore studying in New Zealand and hopefully build their life in New Zealand. So,
Yep.
how long have you been living in New Zealand, Darlene?
We came here February 2017. I was a
Mhm.
student for 1 year.
Mhm.
And so I think it's running for more than 3 years now. And
Mhm.
we're enjoying it. Really enjoying it. Yeah.
Wow. I've never met any Filipino who didn't like it in New Zealand.
Yeah.
They always talk
Yeah.
about we would make a joke like if you want world peace, go to New Zealand,
Go to New
right?
Zealand. If you want a
Okay.
COVID-free country, yeah,
Yeah,
come here.
exactly. Well, Darlene, I guess before you share your story with us, I guess my first question for you is New Zealand education really necessary to be successful in New Zealand?
Well, in my case, it was really the factor why I got my job because
Mhm.
I took up the postgraduate diploma in applied professional studies and it was adult teaching. Back in the Philippines, I worked as an educator for like 9 years. And
Mhm.
then when I decided to come here, I really just want to focus on the teaching part. So that's why that's the pathway that I chose.
Mhm.
And when it came to apply for a job, it's a very competitive job market out there. There's a lot of competition, but
Mhm.
my qualification with adult teaching at the postgraduate level 8 actually helped me beat the others who are also vying for the job. And
Mhm.
these would be like several other professionals, some with masters and even PhDs. So
Mhm.
having that adult teaching qualification
Mhm.
actually helped me
Right.
get here. Yeah.
So it actually makes it more specialized rather than just being a generalist, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my fear when I came here because I'm not really a
Mm-hmm.
specialist at anything.
Yeah.
But I said,
Mm-hmm.
if there's one thing that I'm really good at, I know I'm good at teaching.
Yeah.
So that's really the specific path that I chose. And World Connect
Mm-hmm.
actually helped me figure out that there is such a course.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
like really right. This I was thinking this is fate.
Mhm.
This is
Yeah.
probably why I got this month. Yeah.
That's great. And this kind of session, this informative session actually helps a lot of our viewers and audience understand more what steps they could take, because you're right. Sometimes, okay, I want to go to New Zealand, I want to study there, but we're not really sure if there's a match on,
Yeah,
with what we're going to study and what the demands are. So,
definitely.
in other words, what do you think would be the advantages of having a New Zealand education? What are the benefits for you as a Filipino?
Well, for me, of course, there's the education.
Mm-hmm,
You get to upskill yourself and
mm-hmm,
really decide on which pathway you want to go.
yeah,
But the good thing about it is that while you're pursuing that education, you get the chance to have some work experience at the same time.
mm-hmm,
So at least when you finish your studies, you have that work experience. You can apply for a job and you can say, hey, I have at least a year's experience here.
yeah,
And,
mm-hmm,
qualifications are important. It's really
yeah,
very important, especially for an immigrant like myself,
yeah,
because you can't just compete out there without qualifications. So
mm-hmm,
it's really for us, the studying part is where you get the calls, but at the same time, it's how you get that New Zealand connection that you need to
right,
establish your life here in New Zealand.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
that's why it's important for me. It really worked really well for our family.
Okay. And how long was the course for, the
It
postgraduate
was just a
diploma?
year. It's just a
What?
year.
Only a
Yeah,
year?
yeah. It's a postgraduate
Wow.
diploma is for a year. Um,
Okay.
you can consider going to masters, but it was
Mm-hmm.
okay for me with a postgrad diploma. So yeah,
So, can
it's
you
fairly
imagine,
quick.
ladies and gentlemen, what Darlene is sharing with us is that she was able to study for 1 year. And in that 1 year, Darlene, you were also able to take a part time job, right?
Yes,
You're
yes,
allowed to work. And if
yes.
you have, and guys, if you're married, you can actually have your husband with you,
Yeah.
right?
I
And
took
he can.
my husband with me, the whole
Mhm,
family actually.
mhm, mhm.
And my
Wow.
husband was, well, of course, they will have to look for jobs.
Mhm,
It wasn't easy. I would not say it's easy, but eventually we got into the jobs that we were really doing back home. So
mhm.
it's really
Yeah.
cool.
Wow. And the kids didn't have any issues
Oh
looking for a
no,
school and all that. So it was
no,
quite a breeze for you guys.
yeah.
That's great. Okay.
My daughter studied in a private school in Quezon City where
Mhm,
academics are really the be
mhm.
all and end all. And then when she studied here, she just realized what's so laid back out here.
Yeah.
But the
Mhm,
teaching is different. She's
mhm,
an achiever. She's still an academic achiever, but she kind of like had a more balanced view about work and study. So that's why for me, I think that's the best thing I've ever done for my daughter and my children is to take
mhm.
them here.
That's great. Okay. So, Darlene, do you have any photos to share with us?
Uh, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm sure our viewers are interested to learn a little bit
Hmm.
more about your story. And
Yep.
yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, again, Darlene will be sharing with us her life story as to
Hmm.
how she and her family moved from the Philippines to New
Yeah,
Zealand.
yeah. It's not maalaala mo kaya version, but
I'm
I
sure
made a
it's
whole
very
PowerPoint
inspiring.
slide.
It's a
Yeah,
very
I'll
inspiring
wait.
story.
Yeah, I'll share my slide. I think it's this one. Okay, share. So I'm sharing my screen with you right now. Can everybody see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. And then I'll just start the slideshow. Whoops.
Mhm.
Second. So this is, so wait a minute. It's not showing. Hmm. Okay. Um, um, just a second. It's out there. I just moved the bar because it's blocking my view of the slideshow. Mhm. Okay. Hmm. Sandali lang po ha. Why is it not showing?
So for the viewers, if you have any questions for Darlene, just please feel free to type them in on the chat box, or for our FB viewers, you may just type them in on the comment section. And we will be happy to relay those questions to Darlene.
Yep. Ask away. It's not okay. It's Mm. Okay. Can somebody try to coach me on this one because it was working a while ago.
If where you are, if you just drop down a bit, there's 3 options that it's given you. So you've clicked slideshow and it's picked up 3 options. So on the first option, it says present live. And I think that's what
that
you're
one.
looking for. That there.
Oh, okay, cool. And then it could be like anyone. Is it showing, guys?
No.
Screen sharing. View. Let's wait. View. Slideshow. Present live.
Somebody actually said here, Darlene, try pressing F5.
Just F5. Okay. F5. There. Yes. Finally. I'm more used to Teams. That's why. Let's see. Is it showing now, my slides?
Somehow have to put it all on the big
Yeah, I have to put
screen.
there. I think it's a
There you go. Perfect.
Yay. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, but I promise it's a good one. Okay. Okay. All right.
So while we're waiting for Darlene, just for everybody's information, today's event is organized by World Connect in partnership with New Zealand Education. So we're really privileged to have our guests today. And again, as a reminder to everyone, if you have any questions, just feel free to type them in and we will be happy to read them for you.
I'll try to stop the share and I'll try to do another share. Okay. That one. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Darlene, could you try Alt F5, please? There was a
Alt
comment
F5
here.
Okay. Alt F5. That's Alt F5. I've just done that. Wait, I'll look at the choice. There you go. So can everybody see the slides like on full screen now?
This should be okay, Darlene. Yeah, we can see it.
Can you see the bars in the picture now?
We can see the tabs, on
The
top.
tabs? Yeah. Oh, anyway.
But that's fine. We can see it clearly now.
I'll just minimize those thumbnails. Okay, cool. So I'll start my presentation if that's okay. Yeah.
Yes. Sure.
Okay. So that's my family, and I'm here to share with you our story of coming to New Zealand. So We came to New Zealand in 2017. Actually, you can see here a copy of my visa, which I was so glad when I got it. My visa was actually approved 2016, but I wanted my family to come with me. So I had to apply for a visa for my family also. So long story short, we finally got to New Zealand in February 2017, just a few days before the first week of class or the first week's orientation. So those are my kids. I don't like taking pictures of myself, so mostly you'll see pictures of my children. And this is the bus station in Rotorua. So that's our landing here in Rotorua. So coming to New Zealand was a challenge. It was an adventure for us. We're not the kind of people to suddenly pack our bags and leave. We actually don't want to leave our comfort zone, which is Quezon City. It was fine, but at the same time, we thought maybe there's something else out there. So that's why we decided to go. So that was 2017. World Connect actually helped us with the whole process of processing the visa, which could be quite a challenge, especially if it's a whole family. But we got the advice that we needed, the advice how to do things, how to get here, and we're really thankful for the help that we got for that one. So I need to talk to you about studying in New Zealand. As you can see here, I have a very multicultural classroom. On this picture on the left actually is my class. This is the postgraduate diploma in applied professional studies adult teaching. It's a very international crowd. Our tutors and our professors are a combination of Kiwis, locals, as well as international tutors. They're like top of the line tutors, mga may PhD yan, but really very down to earth and really very, very helpful. Okay. Of course, I still have Filipino friends because maraming Filipino dito. And we do have that connection also. So we try to help each other out. Maraming natatakot na mag-aral sa New Zealand because you'll be thinking, grabe, the curriculum will be different or there might be the language issue. But honestly, I will say Filipinos are very adaptable. They're really very good at adapting to the curriculum. And right now, being a tutor myself, and I hear my colleagues that, the tutors from other nationalities or even the Kiwi tutors, they'll tell me that the Filipinos are really, really very, we get on easily with the curriculum itself. It's challenging, but syempre iba tayong mga Pinoy eh. May maabilidad tayo eh. And we have a way to make it work. Okay, so it wasn't really that hard for me. Or I think for any Filipino who studied in New Zealand, we're very adaptable. And I think that's why we thrive. Okay. I was told by World Connect that it's going to be a very international classroom. So I'm pretty much prepared for that. But since I like meeting people from other nationalities and other cultures also, it wasn't a negative for me. It was a positive because I get to meet people from different cultures. But of course, kailangan mo pa rin ng Pinoy kasi they keep you in touch with who you are, your culture. Every now and then, pag na-miss mo yung mga pagkain Filipino, that's our job, just to make sure that we get that connection every now and then. So studying wise, Toyo Humay was really great. I had a huge, I really took advantage ng lahat ng ino-offer nila. So pag nag-offer sila ng mga learning facilitators yung tumutulong sa'yo to figure out your assignments, kasi iba yung style ng writing nila dito eh. May pagka formal, but at the same time, kailangan i-mention mo kung saan mo kinuha yung source na yon o saan mo nabasa yon. So that was a big difference from how assignments are done back home in the Philippines. Sa atin sa Pilipinas, mostly test, exam. Dito, mostly essay, ganyan. But the good news is may tumutulong. There's somebody to help. So nandun yung mga learning facilitators. Talagang ginamit ko yung service na yon. Okay? My nurse, my international team, of course, and si Bipol who's with us in this meeting today. And the international team actually really helped us also to adjust kasi yung international team, their job is to look after you guys. Their job is to look after us Filipinos. So meron silang tinatawag na pastoral care. So talagang tell them what problems you're encountering. Tell them kung nahihirapan ka ba maghanap ng bahay, etc. So tumutulong talaga sila. Before I even came here, in-email ko na sila, can you give me suggestions? What's a good accommodation for my family? And they're really very quick with their response. Looking for a job, may tumutulong din. We even have a group of people who will help you make your CV or your resume kasi iba yung style ng resume nila dito. And they help you find a job. They won't give you a job, but they will help you find a job. So, isipin nyo lang na hindi ka nag-iisa pag pumunta ka dito. Like, kasi marami talagang support when you're studying. And that for me is a good thing. Okay, it really was a very, very helpful thing. So that's the studying part. As for living in New Zealand, I would really say the peace and quiet is very, very surprising for me. I lived in Quezon City, so maingay, definitely. I missed the part na maraming mall. Dito wala masyadong mall. But since walang masyadong mall, matipid sa shopping. Kasi you don't really have a lot of, malling to do. These are some pictures that I took of. Basically, this is Rotorua. One time, while waiting for a bus, I took a picture of this area here. Katabi lang yan ng bus stop. Okay. Pag feel mong mag-running in the woods, we have a redwoods forest here. So, kita mo yan. It's just like 5 to 10 minutes drive from where we live. If my family wants to go by the lake to enjoy some sun, this is the summer season. You can see yan mga anak ko, and that's my husband over there. And we're enjoying the lakefront kasi we have this big lake. And this picture here at the very bottom, likod lang yan ng campus namin. So, maraming magagandang sites. You don't even have to go outside that much because there's always something interesting in your location. So, for me, that's the biggest bonus out of all. Peace and quiet. I don't have to worry about my children's safety. My children back home in the Philippines, kailangan naka-school bus, kailangan secure, blah, blah, blah. But here, my children walk to school and I was even surprised. Naglalakad sila going to school. But the teachers explained, that's actually good. It's exercise for the children. And you're sure that they'll be safe. No, but wala naman dadampot sa kanila dyan because it's a safe country to live in. So, really cool place to stay in. It can be cold. So, mag-ready kayo ng cold weather wear, definitely. But when you get the sun and you get those 4 seasons, it's really lovely. I'm not a gardener when I came here, but right now, that's my hobby. So that speaks volumes as to how easy it is to live here. As for work, that's how I started working. While I was studying on my second semester, we had a vacancy for a tutor. Casual lang. I was only teaching one paper or one subject. Then, since I know somebody who knows somebody sa school, they said, why don't you apply for the job? I have a nursing background, but I also have a business background. So, ginamit ko yung business background ko because I have a commerce degree from UST. So, when I applied, I said, I can teach. I know I can teach. So, pumayag naman sila. Thank goodness. And that's how I started teaching. The picture you see here on the left, that was my first stint. That was September 2017. You can see the cherry blossoms. Kasi September is spring out here in New Zealand. Always remember, baligtad yung seasons natin. So that was casual. Paumpisa-umpisa, casual lang. Casual ulit. And then eventually, full-time na. So it was really very interesting because I really love to teach. And I think that love for teaching is also the reason why I can say I was good at what I do. Okay? And there are a lot of perks sa trabaho ko eh. So sometimes we can go on conferences. This picture here you can see on the right, the big one, conference yan sa Christchurch, which is really cool. Sabi ko nga, wow, ang daming opportunities sa New Zealand. Work is, it's not that hard to get this job. I'm telling you guys, you must be prepared to do some odd jobs at first because that's how you get that work experience eh. So, but always remember, kung mag-start ka man with a low type of job, it's not forever. And you're doing it because you want to get your foot in the door. Ika nga. So that's why just keep on doing the work and eventually you'll get there. So that's it. So it's now 2020. We've been here for 3 years or more. But looking back, I would probably share with you some important lessons that I learned studying in New Zealand. First of all, I would say keep in touch with your roots. Huwag mong kalimutang Pilipino ka. Tsaka maraming Pilipino na kasama mo in that struggle. You can see some pictures nito. This was our first Easter here in New Zealand. Talagang malungkot kasi syempre iba sa Pilipinas, no? Easter is fun, ganyan. But you go with fellow Filipinos and celebrate those times with them. Christmas, ganyan, New Year, just to keep your sanity. Tawagan nila. Be proud of being Filipino. May picture kami dito. If you can see, talagang naka-bis Filipiniana kami. But that's because we presented at the rest home, yung mga aged care facility, just to entertain them and show them what the Filipino culture is all about, which is really, really a very good way to give back to the community, but at the same time introduce us Filipinos and what we can do. So that was a very interesting experience. And also, sabi ko nga, may tawag kami doon, iwagayway mo yung bandila ng Filipino in wherever you are. Be proud of who you are. But at the same time, I will also say, spread out your branches. Kasi you can't just confine yourselves with being with Filipinos. So be out there, engage with people from other cultures. For me, that was the biggest benefit of studying in New Zealand or at Toyo Homai, since napaka-multicultural niya. You make friends with Russians, Indians, Pakistanis, for example, and it works. You learn a lot from people. You learn a lot about the culture. Before I was hesitant to eat Indian food, but now I'm quite good at even, trying things out. And the Kiwis are also very friendly. They're very, very nice. There's always this weird thing na pag may nakasalubong ka, you say good morning even if hindi mo sila kilala. But that's just how they are. So spread your wings because spread your branches, because when you spread out your branches, eventually yun din yung makakatulong sa'yo to find that job or get some ideas paano makakuha ng trabaho somewhere. So alam ko mga Pinoy magaling sa pakikipagkaibigan yan. So I'm sure you're all going to make it. So looking ahead, well, that's a picture of my 2 kids. Kanya na sila kalaki ngayon. We've applied for our expression of interest for a permanent resident visa because the work that I have and the skills that I have, plus the education that I got, were eventually enough to qualify me for points to apply for the skilled migrant category. Waiting game nga lang kasi mabagal processing ng visa ngayon sa New Zealand, but it's there. And it's a very real thing now. Dati parang dream lang yun eh. And there will be times that you'll even doubt na kaya ko ba to. But it's really very, very, it's really very, very tangible now. Parang ayan na, abot kamay na siya. Okay? So that was a very long journey, guys. And I think that was also a very long story. But I hope I was able to give you a clear picture of how life was like out here. Okay? So I'll stop sharing my slide now. That's okay? Yep.
Okay, thank you so much,
Haba ng
Darlene.
story, no? Sorry.
No, That's fine. That's fine. So, okay, I guess there's just one question here, Darlene. Well, thank you very much for your presentation. It was very inspiring indeed. So thank you. And there's just one question here. How long did it take for you to process your visa and for your family as well?
The student visa. The student visa was very quick.
Yeah.
Apply, I think I applied in March. And then I got my visa in April. Bilis
Wow,
lang.
that's
Bilis
really
lang.
fast. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So that's one. And then another question is, this is from Rail Abuan. Is your age a limit for taking further studies in New Zealand?
Wow. I'm not really sure if that's
Mhm.
a
Uh-huh.
big deal.
You didn't
Kasi
have any problem
no,
with
no,
this. They didn't question your or your husband's age. It wasn't a
no.
problem. Yeah. Actually,
I was 42 when I studied. Pretty old pag
wow.
inisip ko, but you still got
That's
in.
great. That's great. So
Yeah.
even if ladies and gentlemen, even if we are already in our 40s, it shouldn't be a hindrance, no? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
really great news. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Darlene, for your very
Yeah.
inspiring sharing and also
Yeah.
very informative to all of us. So, if you don't have any more questions for Darlene, I think Darlene here will still be with us till the end of the session. And just in case you have questions for her, just feel free to let us know. All right.
Yep.
So thank you so much, Darlene. I
Okay.
wish you a
Thank
lovely
you.
afternoon. All right. Thank you.
Okay. See ya.
All right. So now with that, guys, I hope that you were somehow able to gather some information on how you could possibly start with your education journey in New Zealand. For our next speaker, we will be inviting over the International Marketing Officer of Southern Institute of Technology, Miss Whitney Irving. Hi, Whitney. How are you?
Hi, kia ora. It's nice
Kia
to see
ora.
you.
It's nice to see you. How's everything down there in New Zealand?
Very good. My husband texted me at the start of the seminar to say both children are now having their afternoon sleep. So I'm hoping that this session goes as well as they're sleeping.
Okay. Yeah, that's always the wish of every mother, isn't it? Every
Really?
wife or mother. So yeah. So Whitney, I guess before you start with your presentation about Southern Institute of Technology, you may want to share with us just a couple of things about New Zealand. Just a little bit from a Kiwi herself. It would be nice to enlighten the Filipinos who are watching us who might be interested to move over there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am born and raised in New Zealand. So I grew up on a sheep farm in rural New Zealand. So I've gone right through the education system from daycare to primary school, secondary school. I studied at SIT as well. So I'm currently doing my master's thesis. And so I've got an undergraduate bachelor degree as well. So I think New Zealand has a great education system for all ages. So not just for you coming to tertiary, but if you've got children coming with you, they're going to get a fabulous education right from a young age as well. So, New Zealand is a wonderful place to be. Our culture is very friendly, very kind. I think you will have seen from recent events all around the world, New Zealand's approach to COVID. It's not just a leadership approach, but the culture of the whole country was that we are there for each other. We all stayed at home. We all made, the tough decisions because we're a culture that really puts each other first and our community first. And I think that students love coming to New Zealand because it's such a welcoming and friendly environment. We are very lucky. We've only got a population of 5 million in a very, very large geographic region. So, the pace of life here is just so much slower. So people have the time and the patience to talk to someone on the street and say hi and stop at the supermarket, because the general day-to-day living is so much easier. As Darlene said, she started doing vegetable gardens and doing her gardening because you've got that time. You don't have the 2-hour commute. You don't have the crazy stress where you're just paralyzed by, just the frantic you know,
Mhm.
aspects of life. So you've got that ability to, you know, go for a walk or do gardening or take up hobbies, or just because the general day-to-day things in life in New Zealand are just so much easier and so less stressful. So for me as a mother, I have my 2 babies that go to daycare, and so in the morning it takes me, I think, a 15-minute drive. So it probably takes me longer actually to get the kids in the car than it does to
Mhm.
actually get them to school. So
Yeah.
you know, so if I leave, you know, getting, by the time I've got bags and kids and to school and then to work, it's probably about half an hour to 45 minutes as a whole entire process of, you know, not just myself, with everyone. So I think if people looked at that in relation to, you know, the lifestyle that they're currently living, New Zealand's just
Mhm.
such a easy and more relaxed way of life.
Right. And especially these days, well, I mean, it's just as you were describing it, I can almost feel that I'm in New Zealand, you know, because I could feel the, you know, the laid back way of doing things. People are very friendly. The weather is nice. Scenery is absolutely stunning. So I guess with all the stress that people are going through these days, I mean, just being in New Zealand actually helps, you know, alleviate us a little bit. I mean, emotionally, mentally, and even physically. So that's great. Okay. All right. Well, Whitney, we're very excited to hear your to see your presentation, so that our viewers may ask questions immediately after your presentation. Okay. Yeah. So feel free to share your slides.
Okay. Can everyone see that all right? Is that cool? Can everyone see that?
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. Okay. So I am from the Southern Institute of Technology, which is in the South Island of New Zealand. So as you know, New Zealand has 2 islands. So we're down the very bottom of the South Island. So our head office is in Invercargill. So I'll just give you a quick overview. So obviously we've got a 20% tuition fee scholarship for 2021. So that's really exciting. And 97% of SIT graduates reported in the most recent graduate survey that we've done that 97% of SIT graduates were in employment or study or intending for further study, and 93% of our graduates reported overall satisfaction with SIT. So it's a pretty good study experience. So a little bit about Invercargill. So Invercargill is the base of our overall region. So there's about 56,000 people in Invercargill. So it's a big enough size that we've got a lot of amenities and a lot of opportunities, but it's a small enough size so that you can have a really great lifestyle. You know, you can walk in the park, you can go to the beach, you can go for a run, join sports clubs. And because our traffic isn't diabolical, you can do so many of those things because you can fit them into your life. So, you know, kids do so many after school activities, extracurricular activities, socializing, because it's just so much easier. It's not such a chaotic environment to try and get to things. So you can, you know, do all these kind of extra activities. Invercargill is also a great location because we've got beautiful farmland, we've got beautiful parks, we're right on the beach, so we've got a lovely beach, but we're also only 2 hours away from the adventure capital tourism of the world, which is Queenstown. So that's got skiing and mountain biking and lakes and all sorts of things. So every single kind of natural resource that you can think of is in such a close proximity to Invercargill. We've also got rivers, so it's an incredible natural experience. So just some pictures here of Southland as a region. So our region is driven off primary industries. So we are an export region. We have probably done quite well in comparison to a lot of other places in New Zealand and around the world in terms of the COVID economic hit. Obviously, no one is immune to it, but we have been really fortunate because we are very agricultural based. So we have a lot of dairy farming, which a lot of Filipinos are. There's quite a big Filipino community within our agriculture sector. And so we've got a lot of industries that are based around those primary exporting, you know, milk, meat, wool, and then of course we've got engineering and all those kind of support industries around that as well. This is a message from our mayor. So Invercargill is a really tight-knit community. So all our local leaders really work together to get the region, get the most for our region and get things thriving for our citizens. So a message from Invercargill Mayor Tim Shadbolt, who's also the longest serving mayor in New Zealand. So he says Invercargill is a safe community that welcomes students from all over the world. It's also a great place if you're considering living and working in New Zealand. So make the smart choice, choose SIT in Southland, and he looks forward to meeting you when you arrive in Invercargill, and he will meet you. He comes to our orientations, he comes on campus, he is a great ambassador for SIT and for students. So these are some of the world-class facilities that we have in Invercargill. So as I mentioned earlier, we have lots of extracurricular activities. So we've got a world-class swimming pool. We've got a massive stadium that has basketball, netball, rock climbing, tennis, an indoor velodrome, which is cycling as well. So we've got so many sporting facilities. It's really exciting. Now, SIT has apartments on campus, so they're about 5 minutes away, so it's fantastic. They're really new, so they've got double glazing, they're warm, they're fully furnished. So obviously when you come from the other side of the world, it's quite stressful because not only have you got to move yourself, but you've got to start yourself up again. So they're fully furnished and they include electricity and internet, and they start at $120 a week, and they're really close to not only the campus, but the central business district, so supermarkets, shops, you know, all the kind of local activities that you would like to go to. So a lot of students cycle, but we also do have free car parking at our apartments. So if you do want to buy a car, then you can park it there as well. So some benefits. So as I mentioned before, we've got a 20% tuition scholarship for 2021. We also have an 8 weeks accommodation scholarship for our postgraduate and master's programs. And we give all our students 2 weeks free accommodation when they arrive. We also have a childcare centre. So some of you that are coming with families and your children are too young to go to school, but you need help with childcare, we do have a childcare centre, and I can vouch for that. I've got both my children there, so it's really good, it's really affordable, and it's a great place for your children to learn and spend time with other Kiwi children as well. So we have over 200 programs from diploma right through to master degree level. So for a master degree, we have IT, health science, business. Postgraduate, we have business and IT, and also health science as well. Graduate diplomas, we've got a huge range of graduate diplomas that come off our bachelor's degrees, so that can range from business to IT to engineering to construction management to arts programs. So we've got a really big range of programs. So whatever you're looking for, I'm sure we should hopefully be able to find something that will suit your needs. So that's what I was mentioning as well before, sorry. So there's just a list there of some of the programs that we offer. So we also have environmental sciences, which is quite popular, especially in a country like New Zealand, because we've got such an incredible natural resources. Southland, in our region where SIT is located, has 2 national parks. So the experiences and the field trips you're going to get for environmental management is also really incredible. And we also have a really strong Filipino community already in Southland. So as I mentioned before, we have a really strong primary sector and a lot of Filipino families have come over to contribute to that. So when you come here, we've got lots of abilities for you to network and also meet the families that are already here, so that you can not only enjoy the great community lifestyle, but also meet and have that base of your own culture, so that it's not such a big separation for you moving to a new country. So if you guys want, I can put you in touch with their Facebook page, and you can, talk to some people before you get here, so you already have those connections in the community, so it helps you not feel quite so isolated. So at SIT, we really celebrate diversity right across the campus. So that's not just on the international department, but all the students from all different programs come together for different national days. So we've hosted the Philippines International Day SIT. So as you can see the picture there, Mia Tim, who I mentioned earlier, he comes to celebrate that with the students as well. So we like to celebrate not only the New Zealand national days such as Waitangi Day or other national holidays, national celebrations such as Māori Riki for New Zealand and Maori culture, but we also like to understand and celebrate as a community the cultures for different nationalities as well. So we'd be really excited to hear more about your culture and share that with our community. So here's some more pictures just to finish off of the beautiful landscape that is Southland and New Zealand. And as I mentioned earlier, 2 hours away from Invercargill, we've also got Queenstown, which is the adventure tourism capital of the world. So we've got whitewater rafting, mountain biking, skiing, and then the picture down the bottom there is Stewart Island, which is a beautiful national park, but also a little island that has a lot of aquaculture. So we've got the bluff oysters. So that is one world-renowned seafood delicacy, but we also have blue cod and salmon and all sorts of wonderful seafood produce. So New Zealand is a fantastic place for food and for primary resources and natural resources. So it's beautiful, but it's also practically beautiful. So we really thrive off our primary industries and our horticulture and agriculture. Wineries, New Zealand's very famous for our wineries, our wool, our milk. So there's lots of those kind of strong industries that the world will always need. So even in a recession, people always still need to eat. So while we will get hit, because we are in one of those base environments where we provide services that people will always require, that does help us to continue to maintain some form of platform through the current environment. So I'll stop sharing my screen as well now. So that's the end of my general presentation to you all, but I would love to hear questions if you'd like to know any more about SIT or Invercargill or coming to New Zealand. So please feel free to fire away.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Whitney. Yeah, so we actually have just a couple of questions here. The first one is there an age limit to study at SIT? Or if there is, what is the age limit?
Yeah, so I have never come across an age limit. So it wouldn't necessarily, if there was any issue with age, it wouldn't come from SIT. We are happy to accept all ages. It would just depend on immigration in regards to your visa. I haven't heard of any particular age limit that immigration would have on a visa, but you know, if you are in an age range, an older, higher in age range that you are not sure and you want to check, you could always contact your local immigration branch and just see what they may want to, you know, they might want extra documentation or, you know, what their feelings are around this before, you know, before you commit to anything.
Okay, all right, great. Thank you. Okay, so I guess we already have, well, about scholarships though, do you offer any scholarships at SIT?
Yes, so as I mentioned before, we've got the 20% tuition scholarship for 2021, and we also have an 8-week accommodation scholarship for our postgraduate and master's programs, and we always provide the 2 weeks free accommodation on arrival.
Okay, all right, so it's 20%. All right, now it's clear. Okay, perfect, sounds great. All right, and yeah, I guess that's it. Whitney, thank you very much again for your informative presentation, and for everyone who's watching, please stick around until the end of the session, because we will be answering some of your questions about visa and the requirements needed as well. And yeah, so I guess that's it. Thank you so much, Whitney.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm now happy to introduce our third speaker. Our third speaker is actually a regional manager for South and Southeast Asia for Wellington Institute of Technology and Vitareal New Zealand Limited, Mr. Sushrutha Meitikurke. Hello, Sush.
Good morning.
Hello. Good afternoon to you. I'm really good, thank you. How about yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. It's been it's great to join you guys on this presentation. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're most welcome, and it's a privilege to have you on board as well. So, Sush, okay, so I suppose you're ready with your slides, and everybody's also excited to hear from you. So please take it away.
Sure. All right. I'll start my sharing. Okay. Right. Is it all good?
Yes,
Okay,
very
great.
clear. Thank you.
All right. Kia ora, everyone. My name is Sush Medikurke. I am from two institutions, actually, because it's a strategic partnership. It's the Wellington Institute of Technology and Whitireia New Zealand Limited. I say limited because we are all subsidiaries of the new New Zealand Institute of Skills and Technology. I am based in Wellington. We also have a campus in Auckland, which is for international students only. So that's a few images of our campus. We've got around 4 campuses across the Wellington region, 2 in Wellington City, and 2 in the suburbs, and a campus in Auckland. So it's 5 in total across Wellington and Auckland, over 11,000 students, including 1,000 international students from over 52 countries. It's quite multicultural. Why Waltech and Whitireia New Zealand? Like other institutes of technology and polytechnics in New Zealand, SIT and Toyohama, you'll hear from later, we offer a range of study options, and our education is work-focused, and it's specific industry training. So we make sure that you're employable. That's the mandate of institutes of technology and polytechnics, is to make sure that you get the skills that are relevant to the industry. It's not just about getting a degree or a qualification, but it's about getting the skills that are relevant that will help you get employment later on once you complete your qualification. Wellington, look, I live in Wellington. So why Wellington? Is the capital of New Zealand. We also call it the creative capital of New Zealand. It's also the cuisine capital. When they say there are more restaurants here per capita than even New York. So it's a great place to live. It's got the best public transport in New Zealand. It's a melting pot. We have close to 500,000 people in Wellington. A quarter of Wellingtonians were born overseas, so it's very welcoming and friendly. Again, education, we've got a number of education institutions in Wellington, including us. We are government-owned institutes of technology, excellent health facilities, great quality of life. We are just 3 kilometers from beach. Anywhere in Wellington, you're just 3 kilometers away from a beach. We were voted the coolest little capital in the world by one of the surveys, with Lonely Planet. Deutsche Bank consistently rates us the best place to live in the world. So it's a great place to live and study, plenty of opportunities for students as well. Those are our Wellington campuses. Like I said, we've got 2 campuses in the suburbs and 2 in Central City. Central City campuses are where we teach creative arts. We teach the postgraduate and masters in IT. And we also have our School of Hospitality in Central City, where we do cookery and hospitality programs. We teach health and engineering in our campus in the suburbs, in Petone and Porirua. Just a short video about Wellington. There's no sound, so don't worry, just pictures, basically. So these are the programs that we offer in our Wellington campuses, again, ranging from certificates, diplomas, all the way through to postgraduate and master's programs. So we cover business, IT, engineering, creative industries, health, hospitality. So quite a big range of programs that are available. Wellington is really strong in the field of information technology. It's a big IT hub in New Zealand. We have a very strong public sector because the government is based here. So there's opportunity to work for the New Zealand government when you're living in Wellington. We also have a strong creative arts industries. Places like Weta Studios, Park Road Productions are based out of Wellington. So you have all these big budget Hollywood movies that are made in Wellington. Currently, they're actually shooting Avatar 2 in Wellington. So there's opportunity to get involved in that part of the sector as well. So it's a great place to live and study. Like I said, we also have a campus in Auckland, which is New Zealand's largest city. 1.5 million people approximately. And again, one of the most diverse cities in the world with the 4th highest foreign-born population. That's something that resonates throughout New Zealand. We are very diverse, very multicultural, and very welcoming. So our Auckland campus is in Central City on Queen Street, for those who know Auckland a little bit. And we offer just these programs in Auckland because it's international only. So we focus on management, IT, and business, again, mostly at the PG and master's level. We have some scholarships available for students. These are the eligible programs, both our Masters of Management and IT and the PG dip, as well as the grad dip in engineering, and all bachelor degrees. In terms of the scholarship amount, so it's around $6,000 for undergraduate, $2,000 for the grad dip in engineering, and $5,000 for the master's programs. I'm happy to answer more questions later on if you have any. That's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sush. That was a nice presentation. And I was looking at the campus. It's stunning.
It is
it's close to the
beautiful.
water, close to the mountains. I mean, what more can you ask for, right?
It's a lovely place. Wellington's a lovely place.
It is. It is.
We got everything. We got mountains, seas here, water, riverways.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, thank you again for that. We just have one question here, Sush, and the question is, for undergrads or undergraduates of nursing courses here in the Philippines, how long do they need to study nursing in your institution?
Our nursing program is a 3-year program.
It's a 3-year program. Okay.
Bachelor degree 3-year program. We can look at credit recognition. If someone already has a bachelor degree in nursing from the Philippines, then we can look at cross-crediting them into our degree program. Again, how many cross credits they get or credits they get depends on the School of Health on a case-by-case basis. But there is that option.
3
available.
years. Okay. Yeah. All right. So it's going to depend really on the track record of the student as
Definitely.
well.
And how it compares to what we offer.
Exactly. Okay. There's another one here. Is there a postgraduate or master's related to physiotherapy?
No, we don't do physiotherapy, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have any more questions for Sush, please continue to type them in. Okay, because the TF will be given to them once they have submitted their CVs. For the audience who are watching, please stick around again because the TF will be given to you once you have submitted your CV according to our World Connect team, which is TF is tuition fee. Okay, I was trying to figure that out. What is TF? Okay, all right, talent fee or tuition fee? Okay, well, Sush, thank you very much. And should there be more questions for you, we will let you know. Right?
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much.
You.
All right.
Yes, guys.
So there you have it, guys. Now let me present to you our next speaker, of course. He is the International Business Development Manager of Toi Ohomai Institute of Technology. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Bipul Das. Hello, Bipul.
Mabuhay, Kia ora.
Mabuhay, kumusta?
Mabuhay. Thank you.
You're actually more like Filipino than a Kiwi. Exactly. Okay.
It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me here today. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge all the previous speakers. Wonderful presentation. I hope I can live up to that standard, but Again, I hope everyone is safe wherever you are, because this pandemic has taken a toll on all of us. So your safety comes first. And thank you for being here today.
Oh, that's really, really kind of you, Beeple. Thank you very much. And we do appreciate your presence and for making time for us as well this afternoon in New Zealand. Okay, so all right. So without further ado, Beeple, please.
Sure. I'll just share my screen. Right. Can you see my screen, all of you? That should be.
Yes, we can see it clearly. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. So again, very warm welcome to all the audience, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Tanet, for being a wonderful host. So Kiara
Oh, thank
Mapulhai,
you.
my name is Bipul Das. I'm originally from India, and I've been here for 15 years in New Zealand. And I was just listening to Darylyn's story because Darylyn was a student when I was still working at Toyohomai, and absolutely inspiring because you would like to relate to someone who worked hard, who've been through the steps of being a student and being where they are right now. So Darylyn, well done. Thank you so much for sharing your story. So today I'm going to talk about Toyohomai Institute of Technology, which is very close to my heart. The reason I say that is I was a student here before. Just like Darylyn was a student here in 2017, I was a student here way back in 2005 when I was only 25 years of age. So I'm 40 right now, and it's been absolutely amazing journey. So if I have to go back and rewind my 15 years of life, I would still choose New Zealand. I would still choose Toyohomai because it has given me the platform of where I'm right now. So this is my younger days. You can see on the left screen, that's me being a student way back in 2005, having a school bag on my back, an umbrella for the rainy days. And the picture on the right is the then Prime Minister, Honorable Helen Clark. And that was me working in an Indian restaurant when I was doing my part-time job. So I was very privileged to meet the Prime Minister back then. And the culture here is quite different because way back in India or Philippines, you have all the famous personalities having bodyguards around them. Here, it's very open. People accept you from different cultures. It's a land for equal opportunity, and you get to meet the famous personalities even in the supermarkets you go every day. So that's the Prime Minister back then. And okay, this is one of my work pictures from, I think it was a couple of years ago. That is when the mayoral welcome happened in 2018. So we welcome all the international students to the city, and the mayor of Rotorua, like Whitney also mentioned, Honorable Tim Shadbolt welcomes all the people in Invercargill. So it's a very inclusive environment. It's a place where you feel respected, you feel welcome. And as a student, when I came here, I had a lot of apprehensions. I was quite nervous because, again, English is not my first language. So I used to be a bit scared about, will people judge me because I'm not from here? But I never felt like that. I always felt that people are very warm-hearted, very welcoming, and they respect you. They respect different cultures. So I think that's the best decision I've made in my entire life coming here and choosing this country as my future. This is a very special picture because this is when I got my citizenship. So I came as a student, I got my work visa, I got my residency, and way back in 2017, I got my citizenship. And luckily, I met my wife here in New Zealand. So she was a student here as well, doing cookery qualification. So I met her here, fell in love, got married. Now we are blessed with a very beautiful daughter. She's 3 years old now, not as tiny as she looks in this picture. And that's the mayor of Rotorua. So that's when I got my citizenship. Again, I've been to Philippines. Philippines is my second home. I've been there for last 8 years. I've been to Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. I've eaten the balut. I've worn the bagong, that cultural dress. So Philippines is very close to my heart. And Philippines is like the second home for many Filipinos. Toyohomai is the second home for many Filipinos coming here. Just a little bit about our institution. I won't get into the details of it, but we are located in a very beautiful place called Bay of Plenty region. The two campuses we have for the international students is in Tauranga and in Rotorua. So the beauty of living in this place is it is not very far away from many other cities. So you can be spontaneous. You can decide today I want to go to Auckland. It's just 3 hours drive. I want to go to the Snow Mountain. It's only 2.5 hours drive. So I think in a place like Rotorua or Tauranga, you can be spontaneous. So that's the beauty of living here. So Toyohoma is one of the largest institute of technology in New Zealand. We got around 13,000 international students, 13,000 students, close to 2,000 international students. So Filipino students make a big part of our international student community. Close to 150, 200 students we have every year. In terms of the programs, it's kind of a one-stop shop because you can do a diploma, degree, or a master's qualification. So we got something for each one of you, depending on where you come from, which background you hold back in the Philippines. Our student support, I think that's what I take pride on because we really look after students. The first priority is not getting you the qualification. The first priority is always making sure that you're safe, you're being well looked after. And that is the reason our word of mouth has been pretty strong in the community. Tauranga, again, it's a very beautiful place. You can see the picture here. I've been there many times. It's just 1 hour drive from Rotorua, where I live. It's the 5th largest city in New Zealand. We got the largest commercial seaport in New Zealand as well. A lot of opportunities for jobs in terms of engineering, healthcare. If you're a nurse, a lot of Filipinos are working there. There's a Filipino society. In fact, there are 4 Filipino societies in Tauranga. So a lot of kababayans. So you can easily go and talk to a fellow Filipino and talk in your own language and get the Filipino food also, which is very important. Now, this is a special place. I've been here for 15 years, never moved anywhere else. Love this place. Absolutely beautiful place. It's a very, it's not a big city like Auckland or Wellington, but sometimes people like to stay in a small city like Rotorua, Tauranga, because the cost of living is low. It's a very inclusive community and very close to different beautiful places also. So I think many Filipinos like to start the career here, and then if they get opportunities elsewhere, they move back, move other places. But many of them like to stay here for long term because it's a very inclusive community, and you get everything in one place. Again, couple of pictures of a campuses. It's a very big campus, so we got all the facilities in place for you. Again, won't get into the details of it, but we do have something for each one of you in terms of the options. If you're looking at hospitality, nursing, cookery, marine studies, teaching, business, I just like to highlight, we do have a teaching qualification in master's level, which is called Master of Teaching in Early Childhood Education. If you're holding a Filipino bachelor's degree and your passion is to be an early childhood teacher, you can come and enroll for this master's, 18 months, and automatically you'll be a registered teacher by the time you complete a qualification. So it's a very, very popular program for many people who want to pursue the career in teaching. Again, Toyohomai is your home away from home. We celebrate all the national days like Whitney has already mentioned, SIT does, and I'm sure WNW, Weltec and FITRI also does that. So the 12th of June is Independence Day. So we take pride in celebrating on different national days because it is important for you and it is important for us too. Again, these are some of the pictures. One of a graduate is selling lechon in the night market, boneless lechon. There is a Terrific, which is selling milk tea and bubble tea. These are graduates. Asian Sari Sari store is also giving you a lot of, we can buy Filipino food. There is rice available in New Zealand, so don't worry about it. I know Filipinos love the rice. So I'm a true Filipino. I go there, I always eat adobo or sisig or longanisa. So I love the food. I love the Filipino food and the culture. So we will look after you. We got a very experienced team. our students go and get jobs in the industry, which is very important for you because when you come here, as all our previous speakers has already highlighted, you have to work hard. My experience as a migrant, I had to work hard. I had a lot of failures, but I stood back up again. That's the reason I'm here right now. So don't think it's going to be a very easy journey for you. There will be ups and downs, but as long as Filipinos are known for the resilience. If you're resilient, if you're always working hard, you got a good networking around you. If you ask for help, and if you got a positive attitude, you will get to where I'm right now, or even the other speakers. They're doing wonderful in their careers. This is the best part. You see people getting the qualification, and that's the Yahoo moment. I'm a student right now. I'm doing my postgraduate diploma in applied management in business in Toyohomai. So I'm also joining the class as other Filipinos or other nationality students. So I get to experience that firsthand, the classroom environment again. Again, we just like to wish you well. This is not going to stay forever. I'm sure good things will come. But right now, the most important thing is to stay safe. And whenever the borders open, we really look forward to welcoming you. So please look after yourself. I think that is the most important part. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Bipul, for your very informative presentation. And thank you so much also for having a heart for the Filipinos. And I'm sure this is one of the strengths that you have in your institution. You have a very, how do I say, a very Filipino heart, I must say. So that's really, really, really good.
That's
Yeah, I
right.
know. Okay. All right. Well, I was just checking whether we have questions for Bipul. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions for Bipul and Toy Ohomai, please just type them in and we'll be happy to relay those questions to him. For now, we don't have any questions, Bipul, so thank you very much for that great presentation. All right, and at this point, I'd like to turn you over to the President and CEO of World Connect Consultancy Services so that she can share with you the things or the next steps that you need to take to make this dream come true of having a New Zealand education. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Kathy Altarejos. Hi, Kathy. Kathy, are you there? Okay, I think she's having a little bit of a challenge with her internet. We're having some technical glitch. Miss Carmela, is Kathy around? You're on mute, madam.
Hi, Mr. Ned. Good
Hi.
morning and good afternoon.
Yes.
So I just got a message from Miss Kathy that nag-brown out po sa Naga.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kathy is actually based in Naga in
Yes.
Bicol, and
Yes.
unfortunately, there's no electricity at the moment. So I suppose Carmela will be taking the place of Kathy. Okay, Carmela.
Okay.
So please, thank you.
Okay. So, all right. So I'm just gonna do a share screen, guys. Okay, so good morning. I'm Carmela Latorre. I'm from Manila branch, actually, of World Connect. So they're World Connect Consultancy Services Incorporated. That is our company name, and we are duly licensed by Securities and Exchange Commission as an immigration consultancy firm. This is our certificate, and we've been serving 4,000 plus Filipinos since 2007. So pang 13th year namin this year. And we are the biggest visa consultancy firm. We have 12 branches operating in major cities across the Philippines. So yan po. We have, of course, Manila. Legazpi is our head office. Naga, Cabanatuan, Baguio. So sa mga Luzon, meron kaming Baguio, Manila, and Cabanatuan. Yan. We have Visayas also. Bacolod, Cebu, Bohol, Iloilo, CDO, for Mindanao, Davao, and Gensan. So that's 12. Of course, guys, we need to know kung legit ba yung company, right? So we are a member of Philippines-New Zealand Business Council. And of course, we are recognized by ENZRA, Education New Zealand Recognized Agents. So thank you for this opportunity also. So for all of you guys, we process visa, and we are in partnership with Sir Conrad Martinez, our partner licensed immigration advisor. Siya yung nag-handle after sa mga visa applications, whether temporary or permanent. Siya po yung contact person natin, and he's based in New Zealand. Yeah, so we are not a recruitment agency, guys. We don't offer jobs. We only process visa applications. Later on, I will discuss about it, kung anong visa ba ito. So our services, okay. So I just got a message from Miss Kathy that she's okay na, and we can proceed with Miss Kathy. Miss Kathy, are you there po? Just to make sure you're there. All right, I think she's there. So I just want to introduce our president and CEO, Miss Kathy Alterejos.
Hi, everyone. There's just a technical problem. I could not get in a while ago. Anyway, I would like to thank everyone, all our speakers all the way from New Zealand, to be Paul, Sush, Whitney, and Darlene. Parang kailan lang si Darlene nag-apply 2016, then umalis sila buong family ng 2017. And ngayon, she's working full-time with Toy Okomai. Doon din siya nag-aral, and at the same time, doon din siya nagkaroon ng work full-time. And right now, she's just waiting for her residency application. Anyway, thank you, Miss Darlene, for sharing your story. Importante kasi na yung mga kababayan natin makarinig ng successful story from New Zealand. Kasi ang mga Pinoy talaga, medyo mahina yung loob. Ang daming mga tanong, how to start the application, am I really qualified, what to take. So sa mga bagay na yan, si World Connect po yung nag-aayos. So number one, we always check the requirements of our student. We don't accept any client if they are not really qualified. So the first thing that you have to do if you're really interested is to submit your detailed resume. So to continue the presentation, Ms. Mela, please share your screen. So si World Connect po yung magpa-process ng application. Hindi ka na pupunta ng embassy for personal appearance. So kami na po lahat. So we do orientation before sa hotel. Pero ngayon, since wala ng hotel orientation because there is a pandemic, we are doing virtual orientation like this. At the end of the presentation, if you're really interested, all you have is submit your detailed resume. Wala po, we'll check your CV if you are qualified. If hindi ka naman qualified, we will tell you. So we do free assessment and consultation. Sabi nga kanina ni Ms. Mela, ang World Connect po 13 years old now. We're turning 14 years old this 2021. So 14 years na in business yung World Connect. So you don't have to worry. We have tie-up immigration advisors based in New Zealand. So we have Conrad Martinez. Ang maganda kay Conrad Martinez, hindi lang siya immigration advisor, but he worked in Immigration New Zealand for so long. So he is really qualified to check your papers. Especially pag matapos yung course, si Conrad na po ang mag-aasikaso ng mga papel ninyo in case for further visa. So what else? Aside from consultation and assessment, we process your visa application to the embassy. Wala na po yan personal appearance. Kami na po lahat magpa-process online. Right now, naka-hold yung processing ng student visa sa New Zealand. Since there is pandemic, next year na po yung alis ng mga kliyente namin. So you'll be joining the 2021 class. Pero this year, we would start checking your financial, mga requirements sa embassy. We will be doing your cover letter, the state of purpose. So ngayong taon 2020, pwedeng simulan yung application, pero ang processing natin either November, December, then alis po kayo ng 21. So tamang-tama lang, we have enough time to process your application. So kami na rin po bahala mag-arrange ng accommodation, airport pickup. So kanina may mga nagtanong paano yung travel arrangement, saan kami titira. So yung mga titirahan, host family, flatting, condominiums, kami na rin po ang mag-a-assist how to get your accommodation in New Zealand. Even airport pickup. As what Whitney said, they are giving free accommodation. They are for 2 weeks, even airport pickup. So there are schools giving this as freebies. And some schools right now, they are giving really scholarship discounts. So i-avail niyo yung mga incentive na binibigay ng school. Okay, so ano pa ba yung mga services ni World Connect? Okay, so we will guide you how to do how to answer the interview in case my telephone interview. So we do mock interview practice. We assist for your tourist visa processing for the immediate family. Pag World Connect client ka, lahat ng kapatid mo, pati magulang, if bibisitahin ka sa New Zealand, we give free tourist visa application. So tourist visa processing, walang babayaran lifetime. So this is our lifetime service sa lahat ng mga kliyente namin. Basta immediate family lang. So hindi na pwede yung uncle, hindi pwede yung aunt. So dapat kapatid lang at magulang. Okay, so free tourist visa processing for the entire family. So kami na rin po bahala mag-assist sa'yo. We will endorse you to our immigration advisor, to Conrad Martinez, before matapos yung course. May mga kliyente na nagtatanong, Kathy, after ng postgrad qualification, after ng master's, ano na mangyayari? So as mentioned by Miss Darlene kanina, after her course, she studied 1-year program, postgraduate qualification in Toy Homai. After the course, meron na si Darlene na post-study work visa. Gustong sabihin, pwede na siya mag-work full-time after the course. So itong privilege na to, the post-study work visa, pinaprocess din namin ito sa mga estudyante, sa mga kliyente namin. So bago matapos yung course, we will assist you how to process the post-study work visa through us or through Mr. Conrad Martinez. So we give free consultation for our clients bago matapos yung program para alam nila ano yung next step na gagawin. So 3 months before student visa expiration, we will give them now an appointment. We will set an appointment with them with Conrad Martinez. Okay. So aside from that, again, the service of World Connect, kahit nasa New Zealand ka na, we have a Viber group. Anytime you can communicate with us, message us kung may mga problema sa New Zealand or if you need further assistance. So we can always help our clients kahit nasa Philippines kami. And we have, again, Conrad Martinez, our local partner in New Zealand to help you. And also our marketing partner, Shelly and Arthur, they have a marketing office in New Zealand who will assist also our clients since we have a market satellite office in New Zealand. Okay, so ano ba yung mga requirements in getting the visa? Yan yung mga karamihang tinatanong, am I qualified? I will not be discussing so much about the requirements kasi pag chinek mo yung immigration website, ang dami-dami nakalagay. So I will just simplify the requirements sa 4. So first, dapat you are qualified. So pag sinabing you are qualified, you are a genuine student. Hindi pwede na your main intention of going to New Zealand is to migrate, to work. You have really to finish the course. Your main intention should study and finish the course. So again, sabi ko nga, pag natapos mo yung course, madaming opportunities na magbubukas para sa'yo. Especially you have a qualification galing New Zealand. So ano ba yung requirements na kailangan para mapakita natin na genuine yung intention mo to study the course? So I need your diploma, your transcript of records, I need your employment certificates if employed ka sa Philippines. So kahit yung mga employment outside Philippines, Middle East, I'll be needing those employment certificates. Okay, kung may mga voluntary work ka, wala kang employment certificate pero you've given a voluntary work, then yung mga volunteer certificate, kailangan namin yan. So what else? Yung qualification. Si New Zealand Embassy, they are very particular with the English requirements. So, kailangan mapakita mo na you can speak basic English. Marunong ka magsalita ng language, ng English language. So you have to submit a result of your IELTS or Pearson test, academic. Hindi naman napakataas yung requirement ng English. Sa IELTS, it depends sa course na kinukuha. You could submit 6 IELTS or 6.5. Depende. If you're getting a master's course, master's qualification, so dapat medyo mataas din yung PTE result or yung IELTS result mo. When it comes to the IELTS requirement, we will give you the exact requirement ng immigration pa nag-apply ka sa World Connect. But again, I'm always telling my students, huwag matakot in taking the Pearson test. Kasi karamihang requirement naman, out of 90 points, you need only 50 points. Ang iba, 58 points. So, madaling pasahan yung PTE. And again, mas magandang mag-take ka ng Pearson test para malaman mo kung saan ka weak. If you're weak in writing, you're weak in speaking, at least while you are in the Philippines, ma-enhance mo pa yung writing skills mo. Okay, number 2 is character. Si New Zealand, they are very particular sa character. Dapat wala kang criminal case. So you have to submit your NBI clearance. Police certificate if you're working abroad. So aside from the character, there's also the medical requirement. Ano ba yung medical requirement? The health requirement. Dapat wala kang communicable disease. Very particular si New Zealand sa tuberculosis. Because Philippines, third world country, madaming may cases ng tuberculosis. So may mga kliyente na nagkaroon ng spot sa lungs, especially nurses, PT, you just have to do sputum culture. Pag napasahan mo yung sputum culture, nag-negative siya, so you will get the visa kahit pa may scar or may spot ka sa lung. So yung mga mataas yung cholesterol, mataas yung hemoglobin, you will just take medication para maging normal yung result ng medical mo. But again, you would not be refused just because mataas yung sugar or mataas yung cholesterol. Ang importante sa health, wala kang communicable disease. And the last, the financial requirement, which is yung sinasabing you have to show to the immigration that you have the financial capacity, the course. So dito namin titingnan yung funds ng family, like magulang, uncle, aunt, yan yung sinasabing maintenance requirement, yung financial. You have to show to the immigration that you are financially ready to study the course. Para, alam mo yon, tatapusin mo talaga yung course, you are ready financially. So yan po yung tinatawag na funds na ipapakita of bank account, bank certificates, magpapakita tayo ng mga assets. So again, sa financial requirement, we will explain this further pag nasa office ka na. Normally, sa iba, ang tawag dito show money. But sa amin, we call it maintenance of funds. So kailangan mapakita mo yung 15,000 New Zealand dollars na living cost. So in peso, mga 480,000 pesos na parang show money yan, maintenance requirement, on top of your 1-year tuition fee. Again, huwag mag-alala kasi pwede naman yung financial galing sa magulang, sa uncle, sa auntie. Hindi ililipat yung pera sa account ng aplikante, kundi nasa account ng kamag-anak. Pwedeng nasa abroad, nasa States, anywhere. Basta kadugo. Okay, so yan yung 4 main requirements. Okay, karamihan ng mga clients, Kathy, is it worth the investment? Lalabas ako ng pera, I will be studying the course. Why do I have to study in New Zealand? Ano ba yung ROI? Ano yung earn on your investment? Sabi ko nga, number 1, if you will be studying a program, meron kang diploma, meron kang qualification. Ang daming participants ngayon, karamihan, college graduate. So you could take 1-year postgraduate in New Zealand, or you could study master's program if you want to bring your spouse and kids. Kasi if gusto mong isama yung spouse and kids, dapat master's qualification ang kukunin mo. So pag master's, 18 months yan. Sa iba, 1.5 year. Sa iba, 2 years, depende sa course. So pag master's, yung isang student lang ang nag-aaral, yung spouse nag-work full-time. And yung anak na isasama, they can enjoy the domestic tuition fee. Almost free tuition fee sa mga anak. Yun ang kagandahan ng masters, na si New Zealand lang ang may ganyan na privilege. Isipin mo, yung babae, the wife, will study the masters, the husband will get the work permit, and yung kids may isasama lahat. Sabay-sabay po yan aalis. If you are not married, pwede mong kunin yung 1-year postgraduate course. After the 1 year, meron ka ng 3 years work permit. So etong sinasabing earn while studying, yung part-time studying, it will happen during the 1-year course na nag-aaral ka. So you study at the same time you are working. But after the 1-year program, hindi ka na mag-aaral. May post-study work visa ka na, yung 3 years na work permit. So yung work visa, yung post-study work visa, it will depend sa course na kinukuha. If you are studying level 7 program, mga bachelor's degree, ang work visa, post-study work visa could 1 year to 3 years. It depends. So we will discuss that further sa office. But the good thing is, while you are doing the course, you are earning because you are allowed to work as a student. Like what Ms. Lynn said, nung nag-aaral siya, she's already teaching part-time. So kumikita na siya. So after ng course, siya nag-work full-time na. So after the course, you're already working full-time. Let's say 1 year schooling, hindi naman ganun katagal yung 1 year. Isipin mo ngayon, August 1 na, kamakailan, January, February pa lang. So ang bilis ng panahon. So you will earn while you are doing the course. And at the end of the day, you are getting local work experience. Sabi nga ni Miss Darlene kanina, it's very important that when you are studying and working, yung working mo, yung pag-work mo part-time, it will contribute to your local work experience. After you finish the course, di ba you will be applying for a full-time work. So karamihan ng mga employers, they will do a reference check. So doon sa part-time mo, makikita ng mga employers, ay maganda pala yung ugali ng aplikante na to, she is very flexible. And sa New Zealand kasi, it's very important na they will ask someone ng attitude mo sa work, sa kapwa Kiwi, kapwa puti. So if you are working part-time, they can already ask yung pinagtrabuhan mo while you are doing the course. Habang nag-work ka part-time, again, it will contribute to your local work experience. So it's very important. You get to know the culture, nalalaman mo yung New Zealand lifestyle, you get connections while you are doing the work part-time. So yun ang kagandahan. You just don't learn the theory, but the practical. Because you are allowed to work part-time while you are doing the course and you are getting that local work experience. So aside from getting the local work experience, 'di ba ang kagandahan, hindi mo iniiwanan yung asawa at anak mo sa Philippines. You have the chance to bring your spouse and kids with you. As long as you will study the master's program, kung ikaw ay magsasama ng spouse and kids. And yung mga bata na isasama basta below 17 years old, they will get free education. Kasi domestic rate, almost yung pag-aaral. Ang ginagawa lang ng mga kliyente, nagbibigay ng donation at the end of the year. So nangyari to sa sister-in-law ko. So yung asawa ko, yung kapatid niya, nag-New Zealand. So yung anak, nagkaroon ng domestic tuition fee. So we send our own relatives in New Zealand, kaya alam namin na maganda talaga yung New Zealand. Kasi kami mismo naniniwala sa program ng New Zealand. Okay? So you can bring your spouse and kids with you, and your spouse can work full-time. So shorter course duration, why? Si New Zealand lang ang may 1-year postgraduate course. 1 year study for you to get 3 years work permit. In comparison sa ibang bansa, you have to study 2 years to get 3 years work visa. Pero kay New Zealand, ang postgraduate qualification, they have only 1 year. So 1 year schooling, you study and you work part-time to get 3 years post-study work. And si New Zealand lang ang country na they will allow you to pay the tuition fee once you have the approval in principle. Ano gustong sabihin nito? Ang mga Pinoy kasi ayaw mag-take ng risk. Ang palaging tanong, Kathy, kahit ako ng tuition fee, paano kung hindi ako magka-visa? Yan yung mga palaging tanong ng mga kliyente. Ang kagandahan kay New Zealand, you will only pay the tuition fee once you have the approval in principle. Gustong sabihin, i-approve muna ng Immigration New Zealand yung student visa application mo before ka magbayad ng tuition. So hindi ka lalabas ng tuition fee nang walang assurance na approve na ng embassy yung application mo. So we will wait for the approval in principle. That's the only time that you will pay the tuition fee. So ang tuition fee payment kay New Zealand, you have to pay at least 1 year tuition. So ilalabas mo yung full 1 year tuition fee. But again, you will only pay it once there is an approval in principle. So you are not taking any risk. Okay? So yan ang maganda kay New Zealand. So in comparison, mas maganda yung benefits ng mga estudyante kay New Zealand. You can bring your spouse with you, your kids with you, shorter course duration, and you are not taking any risk because you will only pay the tuition after visa grant. And your visa is multiple entry. Kay World Connect po, since kami nagpo-process ng application, wala ka ng personal appearance, kami na lahat online, ang visang makukuha mo is multiple entry. Pag sinabing multiple entry, pwede kang lumabas-pasok ng New Zealand anytime you like. So if you miss your family, you want to go back to the Philippines, just book your plane ticket, pwede kang bumalik ng Philippines, even every quarter or every month, basta may pambayad ka ng plane ticket. Since your visa, it's a multiple entry visa. Okay, so yan yung kagandahan sa student visa application because your visa is multiple entry. Okay, if you are interested, again, please submit your resume sa mga managers. I know we have participants from Middle East right now watching the Facebook Live from Dubai, Singapore. We have some clients in the US watching right now. If you are interested, please submit your detailed resume para ma-check muna namin kung qualified ka or hindi. It's a free assessment. You won't be paying anything at all. So, Tinette, hi. So, I'm done with the presentation. We could entertain questions from our participants right now.
Yes, thank you very much, Kathy, for that very, very detailed presentation. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions for Kathy and the rest of the World Connect team, just please feel free to type them in the chat box in Zoom. And for those of you who are watching on Facebook, we have the comment section. So please type them in so I can read them for our president and CEO of World Connect. At the moment, we don't have any question, Kathy.
There is one question here.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm a solo parent. I want to bring my 8-year-old son. Can I bring him with me? Yes. As long as the mother will be studying master's program. So pwede man ng anak. So if you're a solo parent, wala kang asawa, you can bring your 8-year-old son with you as long as you will be taking the master's program. So yung anak na 8 years old, pwedeng magkaroon ng free elementary and high school education in New Zealand. Magbabayad lang siya ng donation at the end of the year. So yun ang kagandahan pag nagsama ka ng anak. Basta minor, so libre yung pag-aaral niya sa New Zealand. So eto ang daming tanong scholarship. Again, Toy Omay, SIT, Fiterea, Welltech, maganda yung mga promotions, maganda yung mga fees na binibigay nila sa Filipino. So just, again, they can inquire to us. Just send first the resume para ma-check namin kung qualified ba to study the master's or the postgrad.
Okay. All right.
Miss Tinette, may discount tayo. We have a discount, which is, remember, those who are attending the orientation this morning, we are giving 20,000 pesos discount.
That's a lot. Wow, that's a huge discount, guys. So please try to take advantage of this one. Just submit your CV for a free assessment and you can avail of the discount. So why wait, right? Okay. Kathy, there's actually one question that I saw here. Can I study if I'm not legally annulled?
Yes, it's okay. If you're not legally annulled, you just have to, when there's a status that are you married or single, just pick married because you're not that legally annulled. So just be honest because, you know, we could not, students could not do misrepresentation. They have to submit genuine application. So dapat honest sila. So if you're not yet annulled, just pick you are still dun sa application form.
Okay, all right. Kathy, there's another one here. Until when is the validity of the promo?
Okay, until August 18, yung 20,000 pesos discount kasi it's not for everyone. So we're just giving a huge discount for an event like this. So they can avail of the 20,000 pesos discount until August 18. So importante lang muna they have to submit the initial requirements, yung resume nila para makita namin kung qualified sila or hindi. Yun muna yung step 1.
Yeah.
So submit the detailed resume sa respective offices.
Okay. Guys, as you heard from Kathy, this is not going to last long. The promo is not going to last long. So I really urge you to submit your resume. Anyway, the assessment is for free. There's no risk. What's important is you're taking that first step. Because, you know, you could be watching now, you could be in this meeting now, and if you don't do anything, then we're always going to be end up where we were, right? So might as well take that big step, because this could be the answer, you know, to the biggest dreams of your family. So yeah, so flashed here on the screen are the branches of World Connect Consultancy Services. You can just email your CV to any of the email addresses. Actually, Kathy is live on Facebook right now, so you can also type in your you know, questions for her. And if you're interested, again, you can contact the nearest World Connect office to you, because we actually, World Connect is all over the Philippines from north to south. So take advantage of that. Okay, so are there any more questions, ladies and gentlemen? Because if not, are we coming to a certificate of employment is necessary for student visa application? I think Kathy already mentioned that earlier, that you need to present a certificate of employment, right? To prove that you're currently employed. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, Kathy, so is there anything else that you'd like to share with the rest of the viewers just before we close the session?
Yeah, I just would like to encourage everyone, kasi ang mga Pinoy naman talaga, lahat naman karamihan qualified. Sa dami ng kliyenteng nakita ko yung mga resume, 95% of the Filipinos are really qualified. Karamihan lang takot mag-start. Mas mataas kasi yung fear ng mga Pinoy kesa sa faith. So mas madami yung mga kaba. Kakayanin ko bang mag-New Zealand? So again, ngayon, diba? This is the time na ayusin yung papers. Kasi no need to rush. Kahit naman 2021 umalis. So we can do the processing of your papers this 2020, then umalis sila next year pag open ng border. Lalo na ngayon madaming freebies, madaming discounts, madaming scholarship. I-avail nila yung mga discounts na to kasi this will not last long. Next year, balik na naman sa dati yung mga rates. Again, if they are really decided, they just have to take the step one, submit the requirements, talk to the managers to start the process. So I just would like to thank everyone, especially our guests from New Zealand, Sush, Bipol, Darlene, Whitney. Thank you for sharing us your time. I know Saturday ngayon sa New Zealand, this should be your time for your family. Kasi alam ko ang New Zealand may life-work balance. But again, you gave us your time this Saturday. Thank you so much, Bipol, Whitney, and Darlene, and Sush again. And to all,
Thank you for
to you
having
also,
us, Miss Kathy.
yeah, thank you also, Tinette, for being the best host. Okay,
you're
again,
welcome.
thank you all the participants for joining the event this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Kathy,
you.
also, and for
We
the
look
to
forward
the
to
rest of the
seeing
World Connect team.
everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, and to all the Filipinos watching, good luck and take that first step right now. Bye and have a great day.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.